be honest though, the fact that we have the majority of the upgrades now on the car, that is pretty bloody fantastic.
And this also means we are now by far and away the 4th fastest car on the grid. Let's get it. Hello all, Karl here. Welcome back to part 4 of the F1 2019 career mode. And with this new episode, it also means a new format. Goodbye to 50% races, unfortunately. But it means 2 races in an episode. That is pretty epic. Starting off with a short qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix. We went out after the rain came out because there was light rain for a bit. Didn't really want to race in that. Don't like the rain very much. It boils my blood, I'm not going to lie. As does China for, not that reason. But the track for me was very hard to get used to. I might just be awful at China. I probably am. But we're saying purple sectors, actually. That's not too bad. Hello. And as our pace seems absolutely electric, we come through the last corner of our first run in qualifying, DRS Open, to take pole position for the Chinese Grand Prix. McLaren is back. Suck an egg. But don't suck your eggs too hard, because Charles Leclerc has already toppled us off our pedestal. For God's sake. So we go out for our second and final run in this short qualifying session, using all of the track on the exit to get ourselves ready for the straight ahead and the track ahead. Already up on our time. So that must mean we're doing a pretty bloody good job so far. Like I was saying before, 25% races and short qualifying. It might suck. It might be better to have the strategic differences. But at the end of the day, like, no one really cares about long races on F1 2019 career mode, as far as I'm concerned anyway. So I think giving you shorter races, but giving you multiple races in the same episode, should hopefully keep it nice and fresh, speed it up a little bit, and make it all nice and fun. Speaking of fun though, here's something pretty munchy and tasty. We're a couple of tenths up on our time from last time, coming across the line. What is it going to be?
Good work.
Well, situation report. We're P6. Ahead of Pierre Gasly in the Red Bull. We're ahead of Devon Butler, so that's good, so I can shove it in his face. And Norris is in the top 10 too. It's a great success. Into the paddock area and rivalry, battering Lando Norris. Fantastic. Resource points, how many have we got? Oh, we'll never know. And we won't know the team. That's just great.
Well done. Very solid results. You're looking good for the race.
Hello all, welcome to the Chinese Grand Prix. It's great to have you here. Let's go and look at our grid for today's race. Mercedes are on the front row. Who gives a shit about that? Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen, 3rd and 4th respectively. Charles Leclerc, and then it's me. That's what we all came for. Yes.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Thank you very much, Jeff, even though we've already obtained points this season. Here we are then, the Chinese Grand Prix. It is only a 25% race, so that is a guaranteed one stop. Softs to mediums. Let's see how we can do. 6th on the grid, Gasly with a penalty. We should be able to keep this. Lights are out, and away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. It's a pretty tentative start, really. Butler coming up on the outside of us, but we are going to try and hold it as he outbreaks us a tad. Let's see if we can just hold it in, try not to get any damage. Verstappen and Leclerc side by side. Vettel nearly challenging the Mercedes cars. That would have been nice, but not to be. We hold P6 for now, which is very good. And we can hopefully settle down just a little bit. Calm it down a tad as Charles Leclerc breaks quite early. And we dare to try and go around the outside of him, but we managed to think better of it in the end. Butler with a good run on us, but we will maintain P6 for now, and let's see if we can catch up to the cars ahead. Oh. Well, Well, it turns out that we're going to get nowhere near the faster cars this race, and Butler is actually going to try and absolutely muller us in this race as an alternative. So here he comes in the slipstream, Mercedes power unit. What more do you have to say? The Mercedes B team is going around the outside, but luckily we have the inside line. We squeeze out the Racing Point car, and that is us maintaining our P6. Hopefully now calming things down a bit. Whoa, bit of a moment there. Goodness me, Karl. Chill out, mate. On to lap 2, and you can probably hear in the background a bit, but our pit window opens really soon. And that might be a good thing, because I don't think the gap to the cars ahead justifies the drive we're doing at the moment. I haven't really been pushing too hard. We've been driving quite smoothly. The tyres feel like they're made of, like, sheet plastic right now. so I don't really understand what is going on. So coming around this right-hander here, you'll be able to see the scale of the problem, as I'm almost hitting the apex, taking the line I normally would, and going basically fully off track. Well, I'm going off track. And that was my tyre temperature, 111 degrees. Are you serious? But it's so bad, Devon Butler is sniffing up our back end like a rabid dog again.
That was too saucy, mate. Last time, can you back up, please?
He dives down the inside and barges us out of the way. He tries to anyway, but luckily, with our incredible exit, we're going to hold the inside and give him a taste of his own medicine, slap him out wide, and in the meantime, also take esports line. Well done, Karl. Don't take no for an answer. Speaking of answers, I'm struggling to find a justifiable one as to why my tyres are completely balked on this track. China just seems to have the worst tyre heating for soft tyres I've ever seen, and as a result I'm going to box this lap. And my tyres are still in the red temperature as Butler tries to go for the overtake once again, but there really is no point as we are pitting at the end of this lap anyway. We will defend our 6th place and keep it as we dive into the pit lane for a set of medium tyres. Maybe it'll be an inspired strategy as we lock up into the pit lane like a duck. We will find out very soon as into the pits we go. Is it going to be a fantastic pit stop? Fantastic pit stop achieved. Out we go. The one stop is done, and now it's a case of making sure we don't lose time to the cars ahead, because maybe the AI soft tyres are working better as we immediately slide out of the pits like we're on an ice rink on the first corner. So maybe it wasn't the decision that we should have made. Maybe it wasn't the gamble we should have done. Or maybe, more positively, it is the right decision. Coming across the line onto lap number 5 with an interesting line out of the final corner, and the gap is 14 seconds. To put that into perspective, 14 seconds is less than a pit stop, which means we are catching, and this could well be an inspired strategy. I mean, it is the Williams cars ahead.
Look, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. They are the toothpaste cars after all.
Later on in the lap then, as you can see, green sector, that is the gap. We have caught up tenfold to the Williams cars ahead, and they are not far off the rest of the pack. So this is a great decision. Coming through the right-hander, we are not understeering like a spotted beagle. I don't know anymore. Basically, we are doing pretty good. That's what I'm trying to say. We hurtle down the main straightaway and skip a bit further on now onto the end of the lap. And as you can see, there are a gaggle of cars in the pit lane. So hopefully we have done a job and undercut them. Let us see. Yes, we comfortably have. That's absolutely amazing. So massively ahead of the cars that originally were hounding us at the beginning. Verstappen ahead of us. Can we catch? We're not going to catch Verstappen.
Let's be honest, we're not going to catch him this race.
But it is our job to undercut the rest of those that haven't made a pit stop yet, including Devon Butler, who is hounding us so relentlessly and aggressively earlier. We shall put him in his place with our amazing strategy. Through the last corner we go. There are the rest of the cars coming into the pit lane. We take liberties with the track limits. Set almost a green lap time. But the most important thing, we are back in our rifle P6. That is absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. And now it is time to calm down a little bit. Because if you look behind us now, coming into the snail section, Grosjean is all the way back there. We have just performed the absolute undercut of the century, and Gasly is behind him now, which is quite worrying. But we've absolutely smashed it out of the park. We keep setting green sectors in the first two. Last sector is a bit of a shambles, but we do not need to even... We don't need to talk about that, ladies and gents. Moving on to lap 9 then, and I'm not even going to lie, lap 8 was shit. I think main reason being that Gasly actually overtook Grosjean now, but I'm not too worried about that, because as we come through the double left-hander, coming into the snail section once again, that's the gap. And that's a pretty sizable gap right there, and we are setting personal best sectors every single lap. So I'm feeling pretty damn confident right now that we are going to secure the bag as we do slide about, so that makes me a bit less confident, but I think we can do this. P6 is for the taking, guys. On to lap 10 then, and we are still quite a high margin ahead, which is good. Lap 11 has entered the chat, and there is a god! Sebastian Vettel out of the session with a mechanical problem, and we are going to be up into P5. Yes! We moved on to lap 12, then 13, then 14. And as you can see, as we go down the start-finish straight, that is the gap. And as a result, we can now take it nice and easy. And so we cut on to the end of the lap. Lewis Hamilton is prosperous in the country of China, the third unofficial Grand Prix of the season. Meanwhile, for us, we've done an absolute job all weekend. We've beat Pierre Gasly. What a race in China. P5 again, yes!
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Get in there, Lewis. Miracles do happen, mate.
I can't be asked to see Mercedes winning anymore. Here we are then, results page, once again, P5. Good drive. What a race from us. I think at the end of the day, that medium tyre strategy gamble was an inspired call to come in that little bit earlier. Fantastic stuff. P5. Rivalry. Battered. We in the Mueller room and we end up with a grand total of 854 resource points to our name. All the teams love us. Once again, life is good.
Remember to select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against your rival can earn you respect and better terms when it comes to a contract reviews.
Why? Anyway, upgrades. Aero. Here we go. Bang. And that pretty much sums up the the Chinese Grand Prix. Here are the standings before we head off to the second and final race of the episode. We are 6th in the drivers. We are finally ahead of Racing Point in the constructors. Oh, happy days. Let's hope it stays this way. Going into Azerbaijan. Let's do it. Oh, yes. Welcome to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix segment. And as you can see, we are asserting our dominance as the 4th fastest car on track. Catching up to the front 3 at a rapid rate of knots. Let's see if we can streak away towards the front. It is time for qualifying.
Welcome to qualifying in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position can get underway.
Alright, get ready to jump out if you get too hot in there. There's a problem with the cooling system, and it's going to take us a few minutes to correct it.
Well, this is a great start, isn't it? Driving in the Republic of Azerbaijan, our first qualifying lap in anger. And to be honest, I'm feeling pretty over the moon and pretty confident. We've just had 2 5th places in a row, and it's about time, hopefully, that we make that a 3rd one in a row and really show that we can indeed fight. So hopefully we can show that will to fight for the front positions in this first qualifying lap here. Hurtling towards the line at a rate of knots. What is it going to be?
Oh my god. Oh no.
It's not going very well, ladies and gents. Me and Norris are both having a shambles. I don't know what's happened. Here we are for our final qualifying lap of the day, using Giovinazzi as a slingshot to try and get us the best start to the lap as possible, to save those incremental few hundredths of a second, to hopefully propel us up the grid even further. So let's begin the qualifying lap of all qualifying laps to redeem McLaren's pedigree here. Through turn 1, slight improvement. Yes, there is. Look at that. Hardly an improvement, but a slight improvement nonetheless. Locking up into turn 2, and it's not been a very good start. Partially because I'm just not very good around Baku, but that castle section was committed as you like. Very nice work there. Sliding about on the exit, though, that's not going to save much time at all. But we have shown in previous races we can be a surprise in qualifying. We hurtle towards the line, across the line. What is it going to be?
Nice job.
Oh my god, Norris was 9th. Norris got 9th place. We were slower than our teammate. That never happens in this game. What the hell's going on?
I can tell I'm really going to enjoy this race. P14, fantastic. I'm so unbelievably thrilled with that.
All right, I think we can call that a... We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Jeff, what have you sniffed back in the motorhome? Like, a good qualifying. Are you serious, man? Looked at doing the 4-stop, but I think it was considerably slower. So it's going to be a 1-stop, mediums to softs. Righty, 1 light, 2 lights out, and away we go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A tentative start as we are on the mediums, and most of the people around us are on softs, but we dive down the inside of Lucas Weber with that traditional start line lock-up. But it's okay, we are up into P13. Unlucky for some, but hopefully there will be good omens and only good omens coming our way for this race. Piking the slipstream of Kevin Magnussen. We have a low downforce setup, so we are rocket ship in a straight line, as you can see, to the inside, overtaking him and Daniel Ricciardo into the next corner, up into P11 now, just outside the points. Let's calm it down a bit now, and let's hopefully try and get our way past Nico Hülkenberg and into the points. It doesn't look like that's going to happen this race. At the end of the first lap, not even completed it yet, actually. Hülkenberg is that far up the road already. Maybe this was actually the wrong decision, but as we know in China, anything can happen. Whoa, Nelly! Right on the back of Nico Hülkenberg, all of a sudden. The cars ahead are fighting away. I think it's the Red Bulls and the Racing Point of Perez that are fighting away. I tried to dive down the inside of Hülkenberg, but he shuts that door on my face. It's not very nice, mate, but I don't expect him to give me the position either. So this is the sit rep. We are basically going to try and hang on to Hülkenberg for this first bit of the race. And then when our medium tyres really start to kick in, we're going to hopefully sweep past all of them. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen, as Ricciardo has the world's greatest load of slipstream here. I move to the inside and he's going to go to the outside line. The slipstream very effective here, but we brake later. We push him out to the side, admittedly with a lockup, but that we don't need to talk about that. Anyways, back to the mission in hand. We have DRS off Hülkenberg up ahead. Let's chase.
Engine is showing small signs of wear. Power output will be down.
The bringer of good news just brings more sunshine into my life. Great, our engine's now down on power as well, as it's beginning to wear out. Can he give me any more good news? Probably not. I'll tell you what the good news is though, we are a lot closer to Hülkenberg and we are catching in the slipstream. So, can we make anything happen going on to lap 4? Maybe our mediums are starting to kick in. Verstappen is a sitting duck. We have slipstream on the cars up ahead. We dive to the inside. Can it be a 3-into-1 corner? Yes, it can. 4-into-1 corner actually, but we overtake 3 cars and that is P7. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So from not even having the pace in qualifying to be well and truly up in the fight in the race. That is absolutely fantastic work. Perez did try and steal our position back, but it wasn't to be. It was feeble. P7. Very nice. On to lap 5 then, and Perez and Hülkenberg were fighting so much last lap, the gap is already over a second. So that's absolutely great stuff. We've been learning to track that little bit more in the process, finding faster lines, getting quicker and quicker on these tyres. We haven't been able to keep up with Gasly, admittedly, but I didn't expect to be honest with you. But it does mean we are well and truly solidifying ourselves as a points contender for this race. And considering we started P14, that is pretty damn good. So I will take that. Green sectors galore here in Baku as we hurtle onto the start-finish straight going on to lap 6. And I'm pretty confident that the soft tyre runners, at least some of them, will start going on to the medium tyres. So, we hurtle on towards the start-finish line at a rate of significant knots and miles per hour. Is anyone going to come in? I think, yes, there is one. It's just Lewis Hamilton. Into P6 we go. And Norris is pitting as well. Very nice. On to the end of the next lap then, and even more cars are in. We could be in the lead at this rate. Butler was in that group in 4th. What the hell? And, only P2. Leclerc will pit next lap and will be P1. Like, honestly, I've been waiting 4 races for this. On to the next lap then, and finally, there it is. First place. Get in there, Lewis. But we are boxing at the end of this lap anyway. What was even the point? Is there even any point? It was all for nothing, ladies and gents. On our way to the fastest pit entry you can ever do, as long as you manage to get the chicane right. There it is. Very nice work. Let's pit stop complete then, and we're going to be racing Norris on the exit. Oh my god, he's caught up tenfold. That's a bit alarming, but we hold the inside line. I think it's 3 wide. We barge him, and I think we bully Verstappen into the wall. Grosjean's out. It's all kicked off all of a sudden, and now we have to defend against Norris. Our worn engine isn't going to help us even slightly here. So, holding the inside line, Norris tries to go around the outside. Never going to happen, mate. We hold our P7. Let's keep it like that. On to lap 10 then. The gap to Norris, just over a second. Soft tyres working a treat. Next target, Pierre Gasly. Let's see if we can catch. Although, to be fair, it's Baku, and my pace hasn't been the best, so I'm not entirely confident. And Perez is now behind. Oh, God, Norris has been gobbled up. So, it's our job now, committing through the castle section, to try and run away and just secure the bag of 7 points, and
That was esports line. I'm telling you now, I'm going to be an esports driver with that kind of driving.
on to the end of lap 11 then, on to lap number 12. We cross the line, and it is a new personal best lap of the race for us, in the 1 minute 42 bracket in the lower end, so that's pretty nice. But you know what? These soft tyres were working actually quite well. We'd extended the gap out. Norris is in 8th. We could have a double points finish for McLaren. It's absolutely fantastic. Our tyres are working a treat. Others ahead of us are on medium tyres and are not too far ahead. So if they all start fighting about, which doesn't look likely, but trust me, if they do, it'll be pretty damn awesome. If they start fighting up ahead, we could be even higher. Our 5th place could well be on the cards. On to the last lap. It is not a personal best, but it's very, very close. Can we take the fight to Pierre Gasly? Let me tell you, it is on.
It wasn't on, I'm really sorry.
So there we are, on to the end of that lap. I can wind down a bit on my driving and also my voice because I'm slowly losing it. It's been a decent race and... Oh.
We'll just ignore that. We'll just ignore that.
Discount that accidental hit. Valtteri Bottas has won the Grand Prix. But for us, it feels like an absolute win. Starting P14, we made it to P7. What a strategy. What a car. What a drive. P7. Yes.
Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a strong drive and a good finish. Well done.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
The results, as you can see, are pretty comprehensive for McLaren. It's a double points finish. Norris gets his first points of the season. Maybe could have got more, but fate wasn't on his side once again, which is a shame. One thing that definitely does annoy me, though, yes, we were P7, Butler was P5. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, look, at times you can only applaud something like that, you know? But also, he's still a dick.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Like art knife through butter, mate. Absolutely. Incredible stuff. P14 to P7. There's not much more to say. It was just a bloody good race.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
Yes.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling? Great. Well, that's everything.
Thanks very much, Claire. Here's the rivalry. You know the rest. Mueller section, here we are. Resource points for many different things, as you can see. But eventually, it will all amount to a grand total of 1,247 resource points. And we didn't get the team goal on because, guess what? They wanted us to score 32 championship points. Slightly unrealistic, but okay.
Excellent result today. Finishes like that will look good on your contract reviews. On to the next one.
Cheers, Emma. Thank you very much. Speaking of contracts, here's one that we have to do here. And, it's probably... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. We've downgraded significantly. We eventually renegotiated the terms so that hopefully that will be a bit more in our favour. 9th and 9th, adding another bonus on, and a medium team goal so we don't have to score 1,000,000 championship points. We propose it, and it is absolutely fine. Brilliant stuff. In the upgrades section, I had a look around power for a little bit, but then realised Spain is more about the aeros. So here's one coming up. Bang! Fantastic. And another one. Bang! Fantastic. And with that, that pretty much rounds up a pretty hectic episode of the F1 2019 career mode. I'm a poet and I did not know it. But here's the sit rep. We are 7th in the driver's standings, completely on par with Pierre Gasly, and 5th in the constructor's standings. Behind Racing Point. But with the upgrades coming up, I'm feeling pretty confident going into the next couple of races that we can re-overtake them and really show our true colours. Thank you all for watching part 4 of the F1 2019 career mode. If you did enjoy, slap a like on the video, smash subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you will not miss a single one of my uploads. I also have social media as well. My Twitter and my Instagram are at KarlsCarsYT. Links are down in the description below. I do post there regularly and it is all very, very good fun. Until the next video, whatever it may be, thank you all ever so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.